Oh. Yeah, but. All right, here we are, up and at 'em. Jay and Kenny Andrew Wood in the Class State Tournament hockey action. Varsity takes the stage tonight. The number 8 seed, the Des Moines Oak Leafs, against the number 1 seed and league champions this year, Waterloo. Coach, feels like a little David and Goliath to me. What do we got to do to overcome this one?
Well, the big thing is going to be in our defensive zone. We got to minimize turnovers, which means basically no turnovers. And then we got to be able to just, give Jack the opportunity to, when there are shots. Waterloo gets about 37 shots a game. If he can just stop the initial one, then we would be able to clear it, get it to the corners, keep things out, and then work on our exit plays, getting out of the zone. We'll be fine. And then the biggest thing is keep the game close. If we can keep it close, that gets them to be panicked a little bit, and that grows us confidence.
Be some line matching again tonight, won't there, Coach?
There will be absolutely some line matching. I think the game plan is to kind of shadow their top 2 guys, Sennett and what's his name? Latusik. I think they'll shadow those guys, kind of bother him. See if we can't get Sennett to be in the penalty box. He takes a lot of penalties. They're leading penalty getter. If they can do that, that just helps and maybe free up, our goal scorers with May, Dunn, and Hobbs.
May, Dunn, and Hobbs are on the front line to start the state tournament. It's Butler and Warwick on defense as your 5 Leafs in the ice as they move from right to left in all blue, gold numbers. Waterloo, top team in the conference. Blue Blazers, white tops and red numbers. They come in here 27-3. See if the Leafs can pull the upset. The 8 seed against the 1, and we're underway here from Ames, Iowa. Waterloo behind their own net. That's done in the forecheck. A little late to the party, kept in and pinched in by Butler. Leafs playing a little hockey in the offensive zone to start. Wrestled on by Dunn, but not enough to thwart the effort, and Waterloo breaks his own along the right wing. Snapper one-timer, Jack Evans in goal. Knocked that one down, sent it to his left. Jack's going to be tested often tonight, I think we know that. Going to have to play a big one. Back in the corner they go as Evans looks at it. Now he'll wrap around, watch it off his left shoulder as Butler will advance the puck to Hobbs. Hobbs on a good long outlet to May, and May's got some space. He wants the red, he gets the blue. Snapper, one-timer, to the glove side and low. The goaltender kicks all the way out. Waterloo able to break the zone. Good forecheck there by Hender, keeps it in momentarily. And this one whistles right above his head in the air, and aerial played. Too many lines crossed. Being icing call, bring it back all the way back down this way. 15:34 left to go in the first period and scoreless game in the state tournament.
And I think the other piece is going to be when we're in our offensive zone that we're not taking extra pinches. We're playing back a little bit. Keep that third guy high, making sure we're taking away passing lanes, make it a little bit more difficult for their exits, or at least not get a clean entrance into their offensive zone.
That's Hender, Mink, and Cooker on the front line. Dorfield and Stern on defense as your 5 Leafs on the ice. As the boys in blue move from right to left. That finds the belly of Evans very quickly, came off the boards. Able to grab the rebound as Waterloo force it to Evans as he looks to shake it off, move aside. Defensive zone face-off will happen to his right. Hender will take the draw. That's Mink and Cooker. They'll wing him. It's Dorfield and Stern on defense. Those are your 5 Leafs in the ice. They move right to left. Snap, a quick one. Evans saw it. Closed up to 5. They'll do it again.
I think on this one right here, we need to make sure whoever's covering Snot, number 23, he needs to play the inside on the face-off. Because if he gets to the puck, the inside guy's got to get to him, and we're trying to get the outside guy. He's not going to get there, so you got to make sure inside. So Dorfield should be coming out to him if he gets it.
Gathered and sent off the well by the Leafs, able to break the zone to the red line. Sinnott loses his footing, and now May runs underneath it. Pesky forecheck by Tyler. That's a left-hander, the junior from Valley. And Dorfield's in a wrestling match right inside the blue. Lefter with the winger can pick it up, and they work around behind and low. They circle, survey, point, crossing route. Wanted the winger coming back. That was Latusik. Got to keep an eye on that guy. Center and pass broken up. Now be skated by Hobbs. Tucks it to Dunn. Goes back to Hobbs along the right wing. Chopped on and sent into the corner scrum. It seems Hobbs still has it. Controls along the wing. Wanted to go all the way across to Butler, who was crashing. Found himself in the wing. Now here comes Sinnott. And they're going to get the lease for the penalty. They're going to call Tyler May for what I believe will be a tripping call as soon as the action stops. A little bit of an iffy number there.
I think they're going to get one on us, and then I think one on Waterloo. So,
yeah, they certainly are. They're going to even this up, and that's Sinnott in the box along with May. It's a big early step. I didn't see the one on Sinnott. I saw the one on May.
We saw the one on May taking Sinnott down, which I thought was maybe a little bit questionable. But so be it. But then, later on in the play, Sinnott did something out here in front. And so now it's just going to go back to 5-on-5. So fortunate for us, Sinnott was able to control himself because they had a power play coming.
Barton, Goodnow, and Merrick on the front line. It's Warwick and Butler on defense. That's Warwick, the right-hander from Johnston. Wanted to get Goodnow free along the wing, able to do so. Chopped and knocked down. Controlled and stabbed in by Butler in the neutral zone here as both teams battle. Goodnow as well. That one's sent all the way in on a whistler from Butler from the red line, comes all the way back around. Loose look to crash. Barton under control. Center pass, got in front. Puck on its edges, and back comes Waterloo on a 3-on-2. They'll take it wide to the right side. The stop look snapper. Evans knocks it down. The rebound was there. He's able to kick that one aside. One-timer again got through. Deflection missed to the glove side and low as Waterloo applies the first heaviest pressure of the day for them. That's Merrick will chop it outside the zone, and the Leafs escape that little rally by the league champs. They'll survey and they'll take it from left to right. Hender forces some action. Cooper as well. Now Cooper's there in front, gives it up to Hender on the short side. Good forecheck by the Leafs right now. Able to escape the zone. Butler will stab that one in, caught, deflected off the skates. Now right along the Oak Leafs bench, Warwick does damage. He's able to skate it only laterally to the blue line. It's dumped back in by Waterloo as they go to work low and below the hole. Butler misses on the check. Tap to the wing. Leafs intercept and they'll play an area all the way down the line. So far so good, Coach. There are not any real great opportunities for either team. Waterloo probably had the best one, but the Leafs have staved off that early. Right, as we talked.
And we're not giving them any odd man. We're staying pretty high in our offensive zone, trying to let just kind of the game play out. See if we can, just play conservative. See if Omaha or if Waterloo can, make a mistake somewhere where we get a bounce. I think that's the correct way to play it.
To the red line. Stern breaks that one up. Now Stern will grab it. The right-hander to Kelty off the back of his blade. He chops it ahead. That's Hobbs along the wing. Hobbs, snapper, caught the defenseman. Traffic in front, ridden into the corner. Kelty looks to pin his man. He's able to do so. Dunn gives support. Waterloo able to cycle it, but not get it out of the zone as Hobbs with the pesky stick keeps it back in. Leafs look much up to the challenge at this point, without question. That's Dorfield. And Duress slaps it back in, and Waterloo will gather it from left to right. Aerial to Hobbs, catches out of the air with his right paw. A circle, sends a hard one on goal. Quick to the side. Leafs will stay with the same 5. Work in their offensive zone. Hobbs behind the net, one-timer. That's Goodnow who just entered. Hobbs left one in front for him. Goodnow didn't have a lot of time, was able to get a little bit on it. Play now poked. Stabbed along the red line. Confrontation with Merrick right along the blue line. Leafs look pesky. Good to see. Shoveled in on an aerial by Waterloo. Caught by Stern. Played off the glass to center ice now to the blue line. Waterloo looks to advance the puck they're able to. That soft attempt by Latusik did not work. Off the back of the blade by Merrick, and both teams playing a lot of hockey right now between the blue lines. Neutral zone battles. Slapped out of the zone and all the way back down. Leafs holding their own. Best part, Coach, in those neutral zone battles, aren't they?
They're holding their own, but they're not being overly aggressive. They're kind of staying back, keeping everything out in front of them, and just kind of keeping that puck in the neutral zone, doing the little things right there. It looks like now we're back with Sinnott and May back out of the box, and it looks like May is kind of shadowing Sinnott, and so we'll kind of see how that matchup goes. Then it's going to be down to Hobbs and Dunn working together if May is going to be taking Sinnott out.
Butler unable to escape the zone. Front of the own net dangerously. That's Warwick. Taps along the wall. Gets all the way through with May. Shovels to Hobbs along the wing. Hobbs plays a deep centering pass, wanted May in the give and go. And able to convert, and this is going to grab way too many lines, come all the way back down. We'll get another stop and play at the 10:40 mark here in the first period. Scoreless game. First round of the state tournament.
Yeah, and we're doing a much better job. It's a little bit different than what we've been seeing all kind of season long. We do have a third guy that's kind of staying high, letting two guys work down low. And I think that's the right thing to do. Just, they have a high-power offense that can get going in a hurry. And so, not taking any chances that they're going to cost you.
That's May behind the net. Shovels around. He wanted Hobbs. That's a good extra look. Warwick on the point. Lee's putting on the pressure. Tap through, caught traffic. Kick to the side along the wing. Kept on another good forecheck. That one by Dunn. Race to the corner. Warwick holds it in. Back end front of his blade. Continues on. Freed up. Dunn. He's loose in front. Snapper. Caught traffic. The skate of the defenseman. Good pressure by the Leafs right now. Waterloo finally able to escape the zone, but Butler wisely taps it right back in, lets the boys in blue go to work again. They turn and circle. Good outlet to the red line there in business. Still there all the way through, skating through. Kicked aside by Evans at the last second. Sinnott had found his way through traffic, had navigated the chartered waters by the Leafs and almost got himself all the way to the front of the net. That's fumbled just outside the zone. They look to be a little off as well. Circled around where Warwick will run underneath it. Tries to play one up to Hender. Tackled and approached and stopped by Waterloo. Now guided in on the back of the blade by Hender, enough to keep it going. And Waterloo now looks to exploit some numbers. Tapper one-timer. That sailed over the top of the net as Evans watched it over his glove side. Now they're low and below. Front of the net they go. Tap aside front, look out, they're right there. Evans whipped up, stepped back, angle off. Was able to thwart that effort. Now Mink on a good forward pressure, sends it in. Cooker's there as well. Leafs looking to be matching them blow to blow right now. That's Frost on the wing. Talks, look out. Evans kick to the side. Good job by Jack to stay composed. Didn't go down too soon. Here comes Dunn, the racy one, the left-hander. Snapper on goal, he'll follow it up. Circle behind his own net. Try to center it to Hobbs, unable to do so. Trapped in the air. Waterloo able to thwart that effort of their own. And able to escape the zone as well. Stern sends it right back in, and the Leafs have answered everything that the champs have thrown at them thus far. Trapped along by May with his body. The left-hander from Valley continues on. The circle stolen. Hobbs behind the net, May. Centering pass, he wanted Dunn, who had found himself in the slot. Stern keeps it in. Hobbs joins the fray along the wing. Stern gives up the point momentarily to keep it in. Good work out of him. Now Dunn works right in front of us on the red line and able to continue on. Shoveling route. Stabbed out of the air. The backhand found Evans. Kind of handcuffed him. He made a good save, forced it into the air and kicked it to the side. That centering pass by Waterloo just missed. Off the back of the blade. Sent it again. Evans kicks another one aside. Jack's going to see a few today. Fluttering shot. He saw it the whole way. Caught it with his glove hand. Stop and play. 7:40 mark in the first.
Yeah, as long as Jack just keeps his angles, and we can keep them taking shots from the outside. We're not giving them anything in the middle, which has been really, really good. And kind of watching tonight and what the Oak Leafs are trying to do. They either have May or right now they have Mink. Kind of shadowing him wherever he goes. Somebody's on his right hip. They're going to force somebody else to beat you rather than number 23.
Barton, Goodnow, and Merrick on the front line. That's Goodnow. Dump and chase. These guys have found a little magic here later in the year. Be something else if they could get something. And now we got to stop and play here. And someone is going to pay the price. And it'll be Sinnott again. That's his second penalty in the first 8 minutes of this one.
And he's going to take penalties. And I think that's what we're keying on. He's the leading penalty getter for Waterloo. Something we used to do when I was coaching the Capitals is find out who that guy is. So just be pestering them. Draw those things out because that gets you that little bit of advantage. Now Waterloo has 4 shorthand goals on the year, so they are pretty aggressive on their penalty kill.
Ankeny out of body power play. Hobbs, the right-hander from Dowling. Gives way to Dunn, the left-hander from Ankeny. One-timer, that's Warwick. He's the right-hander from Johnston, the junior. That's Cooker, the Urbandale left-hander. He circles to Dunn on the point. Slides one through. Juicy rebound, just kicked too far side. They work from behind the net now, where Hobbs circles it and takes it to the front. He'll quarterback it and captain it. Found traffic, cleared aside by Waterloo. Race off to try it again. 1:26 left to go in the one-man advantage. There's 6:52 left to go in the first period itself. That's done. Hobbs, back front, looks, attacks, goes low. Front of the net, slid in front. Good late attempt there by Cooker, who'd entered the fray and the slot just a moment too late. So that puck laid there again. It's like the Waterloo goalie is giving up some rebounds today thus far. Back comes Hobbs. Captain the right-hander. The red, the blue. Stops, looks. Feints, sends one in the air. That got into the slot and was laying there.
Yeah, and the net came out.
Yeah.
We've been having trouble with that net all day. That net has been coming off.
Yeah, you've been here a while, haven't you, Coach?
Well, since 8 o'clock this morning, but that's okay.
It's a die-hard. It's Andrew Wade.
But, with his power play, Waterloo has a very good penalty kill. They're number 1 in the league at a 94% kill rate. So, when we get an opportunity to be able to get a backdoor or rebound off this goalie, we got to be able to take advantage of it.
Done in the wing. Hobbs, one-timer, cracker. That got all the way through to the glove of the goaltender for Waterloo. Leafs looking for a deflection. There are 38 seconds left on the one-man advantage. 6:06 left in the period to be an offensive zone face-off. Happened to the left of the goaltender as the Leafs look at it. Dunn will take the draw. Hobbs moves to a defensive spot, paired with Wolick. It's Cooker and May as your 5 Leafs on the ice. Jack Evans is your goaltender. Slid in front. Opened up momentarily. Side of the net was open. Hobbs again. That's kicked aside by the Waterloo goaltender. The minute I say that, he's made some nice saves. Tapped and sent to the corner.
And he's made 93.5% of saves this year. Number two in the league on save percentage as a Silver Glove winner. So it's a tough task. He's a very good goaltender. And so you got to be able to, get that initial shot, but you got to be prepared for that second shot or back door.
Leafs had a couple of swings at it there in the slot again. Like the temperament of the team right now, personally. Look like they've...
With 14 seconds left here on this penalty, we got to watch Sanat coming out of that box. He's going to hang out, so we got to make sure we recognize and communicate when he gets out.
Warwick, 11 seconds on the one-man. Hobbs tees it up. That's got it all the way through. Defenseman cleared it aside. Late swipe by Cooker. To the wing, to Dunn. Wraps to Cooker. The penalty is now over. Both teams are at full strength. Hobbs, great crossing route. Pass. Set up Dunn all the way through the slot. Dunn at approach, got himself to the near side. The right post. Almost one-time that one in. They're kept in on a good play by Stern. The stick's now flailing. All over the place. Couple of them. Waterloo looks to break the zone with a long outlet. See if they can run underneath it. Unable to do so. Good pesky effort there back there by Stern. Tender joins the fray. Minks on the puck as well. Sent right back in, all the way to Evans. He'll catch it, think better of it, put a fork in it, stop and play 4:52 mark here in the first period. The scoreless game, it'll garner a defensive zone face-off. That'll happen to Evans' left as he looks at it from left to right on the YouTube screen. Behender, Mink. Now they'll switch it out. It will be Barton and Goodnow. And Merrick, Dorfield, and Stern. Those are 5 Leafs on the ice. As Evans watches it to his left. Face-off left, right in the middle of the circle. Waterloo controls, good extra pass. Now they're in the slot. Sails over the top of Evans as he watches it. Merrick with the puck, he'll skate it. Fanned upon controls, wraps around, looks to send it in. Good catch by the defenseman for Waterloo as they play a long one along the point. Leafs defense doing a nice job in support right now, staying back.
Yep.
I agree with Coach. It's not a very offensive-minded approach, but thus far, I think the theory is to keep it close.
Right. And right now, if the period ends with a 0-0, and this is the way we're going to play, that's a win for us.
That's a W. Couldn't agree more. Dorfield, Barton, the right-hander, the big fella, 25, slot, looks, sends it all the way back around. That's Goodnow. The race car in the corner stabs at it, and able to continue on, but the back of Hobbs' blade puts it behind the net, and the Leafs will try to go to work below the net again. Outlet and a good one. That's not going to catch anyone. We'll get an icing call, bring it all the way back this way. And at the 3:52 mark in the first period, We have a stop and play.
Yeah, I mean, let them try to do those stretch passes, because then it's going to have to be a perfect pass in order to beat you. Try to get in stride, But if we stay back and making sure that everybody stays in front of us, and we continue to have numbers on our back end versus their numbers, and slowing them down, then we just have to be able to back check.
Shoveling around, caught out of there and chopped out of there by Johnson for Waterloo, and he takes it wide. Butler looks to control centering pass. He tried the short side on Evans. He cut that one off. Check to the point. Good job by May to force it out of the zone. Waterloo have to gather and try it again. Slow one slides to Evans' right. They're giving up dangerously behind the net. Got to watch this. Chopped in front there. There's Slot. Traffic. Another piece of traffic.
Nice job.
He's had some people in front. That was Evans that saw it. Warwick might have had a save on all fours too, but Jack stayed composed. Knocked them both down.
He was able to stay out front and then be able to still recognize, Waterloo had a second opportunity, kind of whiffed on it. Jack was able to readjust, line up, and take away the third opportunity. So good job of Jack sticking with that.
And they were 10 feet away and taking aim. Evans stood it down. Tough play by the junior goaltender. A lot of traffic in front of him. Saw his way through it. Knocked down the first real good opportunity. And honestly, in about 5 minutes for Waterloo. They haven't been in front very often here. May, Hobbs, and Dunn will re-enter. It's Butler and Warwick on defense. Those are your 5 loose on the ice. Point. That slides all the way through. Gathered by Hobbs. High off the glass. Awkward bounce. Stayed in the zone. But now Dunn will run underneath and he'll take it to the red. Send it in just to the right of the goaltender. And the Leafs look to attack. Centering pass, they want it done. This is going to sail slowly. Poor Evans going to walk out, make that play. May plays it all the way around, but it's not enough to escape the zone, and they're underneath on a great feed in front. Wide open net. I think Butler got a stick on that one late. Jack had to sell himself out to the right, left the left side of the net open. Butler got a stick on it, kept it out of the zone. Warwick, short side, good shot. That comes all the way out of the offensive zone for the Leafs there. That shot by Warwick had enough on it. Found the blue line the other way. Now Letusik works underneath. Confronted by Hender. Stearns there as well. Mink joins the fray to the left of Evans as he looks at it. Great pass. That's sailed by Evans on the glove side. That's a point blanker too. I think the winger for the Waterloo would like to have that one back. He was in a great spot with some room to exploit. Minute 57 left to go. Waterloo finding their footing. Starting to take it to the Leafs, but it's zeros in the big bowl. Stolen by Stern in a nice play. Gathered, sent in. Confrontation between Stern and Frost just inside the blue line here. They stole it on a nice play by Cooker. A nifty back check. Able to steal that one momentarily. Stern chops it back in. And the Leafs have again answered some early blows by Waterloo. And then some late ones in this period as well. Taken from him. Confronted. Now Mink is chased down by Sinnott. Looks like he might be under his skin a little bit. Swat the little fell out, didn't he?
Well, Mink has just been on his hip and just kind of tapping his shins and tapping the back of his feet and just trying to get him a little bit frustrated, get him out of his game.
Frost enters the fray. Tries to dance. No one to dance with. Controlled by Hobbs, now giving up. One-timer back to Letusik. Short side, Evans is there again. Evans slid over, stayed composed. Didn't fall for the first shot. 52 seconds to go in the first period. Scoreless game. That's Hobbs. And caught, and May's going to run underneath it along the wing. Forced in. Hobbs, one-timer. Teed it up. Kick to the side. He picked the low spot on the stick side, almost beat the goaltender. Unable to get there. Dunn behind the net, 30 seconds and counting in the scoreless first. May, back of his break. Front, Butler a step up. Chops it in. Snared out of the air by the defenseman with the paw, and they come back on a 2-on-2. Butler evens the score quickly. Gives the Leafs an advantage. They're able to thwart the effort. Warwick, outlet, May. 12 seconds and counting. Fleeting seconds of the first period. Trapped right in front of us. Off the stick of Butler. One-timer caught by Evans with a half second left to go in the first period. The Leafs have held their own. the Leafs goaltender has been outstanding.
Absolutely, he's been really, confident in the net and making the right plays, the right angles, have good movement. So, as long as that continues to happen in front of him and we continue to clear out front and not give him anything back door, those type of things, we're going to be all right. So, 0-0 at the end of one, this is a big win. I think this is starting the way we started and the way we're playing this game.
Check out the reaction between the two sets of parents and crowds. The Leafs stood up like they just won the game. Waterloo a little more subtle in their approach.
Right, but that's the thing that we're going to have to make sure we understand is, I think the win kind of goes to us that first period. We're doing the things right, and I think the game plan that we're putting together is the correct game plan. Now, can we continue to do that, be patient, wait for a mistake by Waterloo. They're going to make mistakes. We just got to minimize the number we make, hopefully maximize the number they make, and then take advantage.
We don't get shots on goal here, but I'd love to see them. Evans stopped quite a few.
Right.
And what you won't see, even on that score sheet, was the 6 or 8 that were right in the slot there at Evans, mostly the back half of this first period, that he was able to keep out.
Well, in previous games, what happened, against Waterloo, there was a lot of times where, if you go back and look at film, their goals, he stops the first one, but then we were giving up the second, third, fourth opportunity, and then it would go in. We just got to, when they get that first one, Jack's going to stop it, then get the things to the corner, regroup, make sure you know where everybody's at, and win that blue line, keep it out in the neutral zone, those little things. Get down in the offensive end, let two guys work down, let that third guy be high. Maybe they make a mistake and you're able to get a correct bounce to the guy sitting high, quick shot, look for that rebound, and that's where you can bury one.
So far, so good. First period comes to a close here in the state tournament. Des Moines Oakley 0. The league champs Waterloo 0. We're going to straight be back for the second and third. Dan Kinney and Andy Rode, thanks for joining us. All right, we're back up and at 'em. Second period just about ready to get underway. Scoreless first period between the 8th seed, the Des Moines Oak Leafs, and the number 1 seed, the conference champions, Waterloo. Coach, more of the same. You like the scheme the Leafs have had so far, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I think it's the right play. You're not overexerting yourself. We came out with some energy, right? But it wasn't overkill. And so you're not doing that. You're not burning up a bunch of energy. We're keeping everybody out in front. I think we're taking away their top scorer. Forcing somebody else to beat you. They do have 4 other guys that can put pucks in the net.
I sure that do.
But I also think it's the net that they surround that with, right? And so I think we have the right guys kind of pestering him, and it's going to come down to a play where we can beat the goaltender. He's not going to misplay too many, so it's going to be that second or third opportunity or that back door that we might be able to get him on.
We'll switch it around and go from left to right as you watch it on your YouTube screen. Be Dunmay and Hobbs in the front line. Butler and Warwick on defense. Jack Evans is your goaltender. Played a nifty first period. The DCG standout. Had a beauty. It's going to take a lot more of that. Down in the draw and we're underway in the second. Shoveled in by Waterloo as they'll get first crack at it here. On the clear ice. Front of the net. Found its way in front. Thwarted and kept done on a good outlet. Nice catch by May. Almost got Hobbs crossing as well. Able to do so now. Skated by May. May snapper. Caught the defenseman in the skates. Tackled on the corner. Kept in by Warwick. Poked by May. Kept alive. One-timer. Dunn turned and looked. Played one on net. To the left side and low. Top left Butler. Into the corner it goes. Confronted by Warwick. Sticks flying. Hobbs on a back check there, keeping it in. That's May behind the net. Shovels. They're gathered by Dunn. Dunn to the point to Warwick. Throws one through. Caught traffic in front. Rebound was there, just too far away from the goal for the Leafs to do anything. But great start to the second period for the Leafs. Playing a lot of hockey down here. That's Hobbs. He'll shovel an aerial in. Awkward bounce. Short hop by the goaltender. And Waterloo now move from right to left. Pesky play by Hender. Keeping it in. As they look to gather again. Another pesky play by Mink. As Sinek looks to skate it, he's able to do so. Now they got a one-on-one. That's Latusik. Short side, and they got Evans. They got him on the stick side, and they got him low. And that's one of their playmakers, Cole Latusik, puts the league champions on the board first. They lead 1-0 at the 15:38 mark here in the second.
Yeah, they were able to get by Butler right there, get to his feet, and weren't able to pick up the puck or the hand, and gave him that, got Evans there on the wide side. But now, you can't dwell on it. You can't let the floodgates open. Now you just got to respond. Still play the kind of the game that you've been playing, okay, and then be able to get in the zone and get a little bit more shots. Try not to be too picky.
Here's Latusik again. He drops, leaves it for his man. Stolen by Cooper. He'll be able to clear the zone. Waterloo have to try to fetch it and try it again from right to left. Center ice they go. The before-mentioned Latusik. Leaves one in front softly. No one there to pick up the pieces. Now he's got it behind the net again. Good puck possession by 7. Sends it all the way back across. One-timer. That got all the way through to Evans. Forced to kick that to his left and low. Waterloo looks to turn the tide here. Flexing their muscles again at this very minute. 14:40. Now we got a whistle and a stop and play.
Looks like we're going to get a guy going in the box for 2 minutes for a hook. It looks like it's going to be Mink. So we'll have to go out on a penalty kill. Waterloo's third in the league, overall in the regular season, converting on 20%. So they're usually 1 for 5 on their opportunities. Where our penalty kill is fourth, converting at killing 90% of our kills. So good matchup here to see what happens. But they got a lot of firepower. So keep it in the middle, play your box. Don't get too aggressive, otherwise they're going to work it around and get you out of your back door.
That's Hobbs. Done. Warwick and May. Those are your 4 on the rise pest control penalty kill. They force it into the zone. They win battle number 1. Minute 42 seconds left. As Waterloo will now survey it. They'll set it up. They'll quarterback it from right to left. The goal scorer, Latusik, starts it on its way. All the way across to Sinnott. Broken up by Hobbs. Now continued on a nice play by Dunn. Waterloo's got nothing set up yet. 1:20 left. They're going to give up the puck again. So far, A+ for the Leafs. Now May looks to run underneath it. Into the corner they go. 13:58 and counting here in the second period. Waterloo leads 1-0. They don't look to be in any type of hurry. Sinnott down the middle. Broken up. This is May. Center of the ice. Shot right on net. Tried the 5-hole from a pretty good distance. Tyler got quite a bit on that. Bigger, better run than anything, though. There's only 53 seconds left in the power play for Waterloo.
Yeah, so far, good job on the penalty kill. It's just kind of take away passing lanes. Waterloo's going to take their time getting it out of their zone, and it's not going to be a fast rush. They're going to try to get it down methodically and then get it set up in the zone.
That's Barton and Merrick on the front line. Hobbs and Warwick on defense. Those are your 4 Leafs on the ice in the rise pest control penalty kill. They got 48 seconds left to do it. This will be a big bullet to dodge here. Waterloo set sail. Tipped in now, and they'll work from underneath the net. Played all the way around by Hobbs. Gets to the point, but no further. They're able to keep it in. They still haven't set it up. Back behind the net they go. Confronted by Hobbs behind the net again. Short side, look out, front. Barton looks to tear it out of there. Chopped on again. Evans forced to smother that one. That thing trickled into the air. Found it on his chest and his glove. Pinned it down. It'll garner a defensive zone face-off for the Leafs at the 13:07 mark here in the second. 19 mere seconds left on the one-man advantage to the league champs.
Yeah, with that out there sitting in front, Merrick having it, I'd rather see him get it to the corner or get it to the half board rather than try to fumble it and try to skate it out of the slot area. But good thing with Jack Evans, he was on it, and we get a save and a freeze.
That's a Latusik from the top. Slot and they're close. Tipped aside on a nifty play there by Dorfield. Dorfield's back at it again. Off the glass, and Leafs are going to escape it. With 3 seconds to go, they're going to have killed off the penalty as both teams are at full strength. 12:45 here in the second. Leafs dodged the bullet. They really didn't give up more than about 1 shot, and it was kind of a trickler, if you will, that Evans saw the whole way. So A+ for the boys in blue. That rise pest control penalty kill. Front of the net stolen. Now Hender looks to skate it. Gives it up in front. Pesky's tipped by Latusik. Kept that thing alive on a forecheck. Now Sinnott's there as well. Continue on where Hender tries to go to work. Unable to do so. Now stolen. Tapped ahead by Kucher. Unable to continue on. Latusik's now free and easy within his blue line. Plays a soft one. Almost letting his center run underneath that. Finesse pass. Just led him a little too far. Skated by Dorfield all the way to the red line. He plays a flutter around at the 12-minute mark exactly here in the second period. 1-0 Waterloo. Good forecheck by Kucher. Frees that puck up momentarily. Stern looks to trap him into his feet, unable to do so. Now Sinnott's in business in front of the net. Kept in by Sturch. Gathers himself, sends it along the wing. Extra passes below the net. Controlled Sinnott. Wide open search. One-timer. That gets all the way through. Short side attempt by Sinnott again. Now slot, look out there, right there. Nice play in front. The Stern gave up his body to get that one out of there. Not exactly sure where it caught him, but he deflected. Here comes Hobbs. Toe drag, one-timer. Just sail over the net, and this rebound comes way too far out for the liking of the Oakleys. Now they're in front of the net, and they got it. That was a really odd rebound off the shot by Hobbs. Came all the way around the side, across both lines. Waterloo was in business, and they beat Evans at the 11:10 mark here in the second period. 2-0 league champs.
Yeah, and somehow we misplayed it off the wall.
Yeah.
And Statistic was able to get it off, get right to the net, get get Evans there 5-hole, and if he is that wide open for a shot, he's gonna find a hole somewhere. So
that shot by Hobbs came off so far that it almost set him on their way.
Right.
They didn't even have to try to break the zone. It had wrapped around, almost caught him in stride. You could feel we were in trouble to begin with. May along the short side now. Tucks to Hobbs, caught traffic in front. Butler's up in front. Tries to slide it through, unable to get there. Warwick will turn and fetch it. Play it along the wall. Gets it to Hobbs. They're in business again. Tucked to Dunn. Dunn. Hobbs. Front. Chance. Couldn't get there. Hobbs was close. Almost got the last part of his blade on that to force it through. Had the netminder sprawling. Waterloo dodged the bullet there. Now they play it in an area. Caught out of the air by Butler. He's taken down. Given up in the 2-on-1. Look out. Tuck pass. Extra look. Slot. They got him again. They got Evans to the stick side and low. And at the 10:25 mark here, the league champs flexing their muscles. They lead 3-0.
Well, that's where, we get a little bit of turnovers right there. Lose our footing, and they get some odd man rushes. Now that opens up so many other options for them going in. We just got to be able to weather this storm, see if we can't get one here. Not give up any more. If we can't give up any more this period, we got to be able to get one before the end of this in the next 10 minutes.
It's Barton, Merrick, and Goodnow. Stern and Dorfield. Those are 5 loose on the ice. Down 3-0, now they're in a hole. Skated by Barton to get the red. He'll ask for the blue wide. Tried Goodnow, able to fall behind Goodnow. Between his feet, unable to advance it. While Dorfield checks it in, the Leafs will try it the old-fashioned way on the dump and chase. Barton taking off the puck in the corner, but continues on. Now back of his blade. Trying to get it to Merrick. He's tried a couple times. Now tied up. Merrick joins the fray in the scrum over the left shoulder of the goaltender for Waterloo. That continued on right in front of the fan base for the Leafs. Broken and taken by Waterloo. Able to escape the zone with an area. And check it all the way back in. Played to the wide side, the open side. And the open side, but now they've got it again. Along the left wing they did. Teed up one-timer. Stern got a stick on that, thwarted that effort. All the way to the wing it goes again. Stepping up his Metcalf for Waterloo. He's in business. Stern able to steal it, send it to Merrick, but not enough to keep going. Finally finished off with an icing call. Come all the way back down this way, so Leafs left the first period in a scoreless game, and then before it even got to the 10-minute mark, found themselves down by a field goal, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, basically right now your game plan might have to change a little bit. You might not be able to just, shadow Sonat. You got to be able to make some plays, and you got to be able to move the puck and get it bounce somewhere. So you might have to be a little bit more aggressive and take some chances here eventually.
It's Warwick. They look to break the zone. Hobbs unable to advance, and now Warwick joins the fray as well. Evans watches over his right shoulder. Freed up by Waterloo Sinnott. Not able to do much with it. Now Hobbs will skate it in a 1-on-2. Hobbs along the wing. Takes it wide. All the way ridden off the puck, but he's got it again. Played back behind. Gathered by Dunn. Warwick's in a good spot. Tried to snap it through, unable to do so. Butler sends a whistler through the crease. Went to the left of the goaltender and low. Stolen by Dunn in the offensive zone. One-timer tried to 5, couldn't get it. Confrontation, Dunn's got it again. Center and pass, he wanted Warwick, who was streaking. Puck just went behind him. Now Waterloo's advancing to their offensive zone. They've borrowed one too many lines. Get an offside call. We're going to stop and play at the 8:16 mark in the second.
Man, we're getting the good looks. We're just not getting anything on the, some support on down low when there is a kick out or a shot, and so we're not getting any help, anything going hard to the net. It's just one guy, and we got to find a way to get another guy to help either for a pass or a rebound.
Barton, Mink, and Cooker on the ice for the Leafs. That's Stern, the right-hander, to the red line. Played by Mink. Check to Hender behind the boards. Hender trying to work low. Stolen from him, kept alive momentarily. Stern now's got an avenue. Slid to the side of the goal. Mink's there. Shoveled behind his back. To Kucher. Kucher to the point to Stern. Stern tees it up. Deflected again. Kucher's there in a tuck-in. Chance on the short side. Kucher got the blade on it. Not enough to make anything happen. There's some conversation in front of the net, but tied up by the goaltender for Waterloo. Besides maybe a little bit of a sloppy start for him. He left some rebounds out there earlier. Now he's looked like he's really settled in.
Oh, yeah, he's locked in right now.
Yes.
And what we need to be able to do is when we get shots coming from the point, we got to have some sticks down, so it's going to be deflections, and we got to put the puck on net. We're missing the net when we're taking our shots, and so put those things on net, get sticks down, get that thing to pop up.
That's Hobbs. He'll take the draw. Dunn and May, Stern, and Dorfield. With 5 loose on the ice. Quickly run by Sinnott. Tries to dance. Taken off the puck. Fluttering shot goes all the way. Kept in. A strong play from the point by Waterloo as they press the issue. 7:20 to go here in the second. Past the halfway point. League champs lead 3-0. That's dangerously slid in front of the net. Letusic's got it again. Broken up by Dunn. Dunn plays to the wide side of the ice. He wanted Hobbs. Overborrowed on his pass. Stern runs under it, and he'll skate it in. Along the blue line and shovel it in off the back of his blade. Into the corner they go. Broken up nicely. And a good exit by Waterloo. This come all the way down where Evans will kick it to the side. Waterloo goes work underneath their own net. To the wing they go now. That's May. Challenges. Can only get it to the point. Dumped back in. Now played to the slot, and he's close. That caught traffic in front. They're still there. Letusic on the short side shot. Evans forced to kick that one aside. Now there's a lot of action in front of the net. Evans saved the first and the second. There's some confrontation between Mink and Frost for Waterloo. As the two little guys going to have a welterweight match, they look like. Used to be some good welterweights back in my day.
Still like the feistiness, and the referees are doing a good job of keeping, breaking it up, keeping it clean.
That's Barton in the draw. Caught the official tied up in the skates. Merrick looks to advance it. Now he's trapped and smothered along the wall. 6:22 in counting. That's Warwick. Looks to skate it. Able to break the zone. Now he's got a head of steam. Red line. Blue line, he passes Merrick on the way by. Now he's in the corner, he stops. He pops. Taken from him. Shovel in front of the net by Barton. No one there to pick up the pieces, and back comes Waterloo. Good outlet, kick to the side. Waterloo's back in business on their own end. Good forecheck has cleared up that puck. Now they're in front of the net, look out. Still there, they keep it alive. Dug out of there finally by Warwick. He plays a short one against the Waterloo bench. That checked out of there, but there's going to be a penalty at the 5:43 mark in the second period. What do we got, Coach?
It was a hit one of the Waterloo players.
Oh, is that right?
Yep. So we should have a face-off on the outside of the blue, which they are. This last play down here, we have too many guys staying on one side. We need to get one guy, so when we do put a puck towards the net, we have somebody there for it. But we had all our forwards, playing on the right side of the goaltender. When we put it in front, there's nobody there. It's just basically a turnover back to them, the easy breakout.
That's Hender. Caught the sternum of the goaltender. Still in front, chance! They look to wrap it around. Hender was there again, unable to continue on. Dug out of the zone by Letusic. On his knees, he's able to get it out of there. Good work by Hender. Created an opportunity, unable to exploit it. It's Hender and Kucher and Mink on the front line. It's Warwick and Butler on defense as with 5 leafs in the ice. Broken up by Butler. Now left in the offensive zone as Butler goes sailing down. Into the corner they go. Sinnott looks to center it. Point. Checked into the corner smartly. Wrap around along the wing. Play to the open side. Now the wing again. Waterloo looks to cycle the puck. Able to do so, now keep it in. Good catch. They're inside the zone. Still on the point. Unable to clear it of the Leafs. A little bit of desperation right now. And Hender thinks enough of that. Dumps it all the way back down. Goes on goal. Avoids the icing. 4:33 and counting. Good outlet. That's confronted by Warwick. Now stolen by Hobbs. Along the wing. Hobbs tucks. Dunn. Hobbs. Front. Chance made. Dunn's there. He slid it across. And they're calling it off. Couple of nifty passes there. May look like he finished the deed. I think they're saying the net came off before it crossed the line, Coach.
And that's probably what they're going to call. But
tough break there for the Leafs. That was a nifty play.
That was a nifty play, and I guess good job by their goaltender to be able to pick that off and scramble for that.
Dorfield dumps it back in. Well, that was a bang play too. Slid back in. Leafs look to continue on. Played by Stern. Stern looks to slide it in. It's kicked to the side. May runs underneath it. That's forced into the net. And you can't help but feel the repercussions from the play before. It was Hobbs throwing himself in his zone, fainted. Dunn had a hand in that. May look like he finished it off.
Yeah, and if the roles were reversed, it was it was Waterloo, we would be like feeling the same way as what Waterloo feels like. Hey, the net was off. So we just got to continue the battle and try to get back to what we were just doing right there. Some nifty passing, some tape to tape, all those little things. See if we can't catch a break somewhere.
That's May. It's taken from him along the boards. They sail to the blue line. They're able to advance it. Dorfield tucks it back. Now Dorfield continues on. Now May's going to make a run for it along the right wing. Stops, taking off his wheels just inside the zone. Hobbs plays it open one to Stern. Cracks in and out the boards, and the Leafs will try to run underneath it along the wing. Back at the blade of May. With Dunn there for support. Hobbs joins the fray. No less than 3 Leafs right there.
See, I'm not a big fan of all 3 of our forwards being right down there in that corner because the puck goes out and there's nobody on that side. It's an easy outlet. We need to have 2 guys battle for that puck. Trust that somebody's going to trust your teammate that they're going to win that battle, that one-on-one battle. Slide out so you're out there in the slot area. So when that puck does squirt out, you're there to pick it up and you can go to the net.
Right on.
Because even if we do win that battle, where are you going with it? The guy's 2 feet from you. So, that's one of the little things that we need to be able to recognize as this goes on.
Barton, Merrick, and Goodnow. Butler and Warwick are your 5 Leafs on the ice. 3 minutes and counting here in the second period. Period dominated by Waterloo, except for that last little flurry by the Leafs. Look like they have their first one on the board. That finds traffic near the Oak Leafs bench. They stop it. Try it again. Matter of fact, looks like they're going to bring it back right out to center ice here. And they are. Center it up at the 2:44 mark in the second period. Barton will take the draw with Merrick to his right, Goodnow to his left. It's Butler and Warwick on defense as your 5 Leafs. As they try to answer the Waterloo onslaught here in the second. Butler. Unable to get enough on to advance it. Now Warwick will try it on the wide side of the ice. Gathered by Merrick. Unable to gather was Goodnow, but he looks to run underneath it. Puck on its edge is rolling into the corner. Back in the corner they go. Barton frees it up. Goodnow tried an extra one to Merrick. Butler, one-timer. That got all the way to the goal. Kicked aside by the goaltender for Waterloo and up into the netting behind him. 2:09 left to go. The second period stop and play.
Yeah, somehow right here, this shift. This is the shift. You got your scoring line out. Right now it's kind of where you need to be able to put some pressure and see if you can't get a goal here. Just get a little bit of momentum going into that third period.
Leafs in their offensive zone. They stagger May and Dunn to the right of Hobbs, in front of the net. Butler's on the weak side support. Defenseman. Warwick is your other defenseman, his line mate to the right. Stab it in. May off the wall to Warwick. One-timer to Butler. That caught traffic in front. Almost deflected nicely. Butler able to save it. Warwick as well to keep it in. going there to pick up the defenseman. Good pitch by Butler. Opportune time to do that. The Leafs look to turn and force the issue again. Kept in again by Warwick. Leafs defenders taking some chances now. The coach alluded to the fact that that's probably something that needs to happen. Send it on the wing. For Waterloo, behind the net he goes. Circles, unimpeded. Continues to circle. Plays it to the point. One-timer. Evans kicks it to the side. That had some authority on him. Play to the point. Now past the point where Hobbs off the back of his blade. Plays a little saucer pass to Warwick, who runs underneath it. Back to Hobbs in the slot in a pretty good spot for the captain behind the net. Wanted to force it to Dunn underneath to get something going, unable to do so. And Waterloo escapes. They get the red line now to blue. Final minute left here in the second period. Leafs look like they had an answer here late in this period. As Will bet the net is off of its kilters. Looked like May had finished the D. Dunn plays that all the way on net. Goaltender for Waterloo really feeling it. You can tell by his disposition.
Yep.
Checked in by Stern. Now he wrestles with it along the blue line. May joins the fray just outside of the defensive zone for the Leafs. 28 seconds and counting. Fleeting seconds here of the second. Sent into the open side where Dorfield runs underneath it. Good outlet to Hender. Looks to skate it. Stops, dodges, moves, back at his blade. They'll dump and chase with 13 seconds to go. See if they can't finish the period with something extraordinary. Broken out nicely by Waterloo, sent back in, and that is going to do it for your second period. So the first period ended 0-0. Straight up ball game. That period won by the champs with 3 unanswered goals. And as we exit the second period, they lead 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, it was at 5 minutes, right? That first 5 minutes of the period kind of came up and crept on us. We couldn't stop the bleeding in time. And then the last 10, we weren't able to get one for ourselves to kind of, get some momentum going. We had an opportunity, the net came off, but, we got to continue to work. And this is where our JV team found ourselves yesterday, down 3 going into the third period. And you have basically that checkpoints, right? You got to find a way to get a goal in that first 5 minutes. Just get some momentum. You may be able to then get one in the next minute or two, because usually there's a lot of goals that get scored, one after another, because there's a little bit of a letdown. That's where you go back and attack. So, can we get that done in the first 5 minutes? So it just alleviates a little bit of that pressure.
We're going to scrape, and we'll be back for the third and final period here. This is state high school hockey. Des Moines Oak Leafs and Waterloo.